Good morning, dear students. This is a second chapter in managerial research method, a research problem. Before going to understanding a research problem, we try to understand what exactly a research problem is. As here mentioned, it refers to some difficulty which researcher experience in the context of either theoretical or practical situation, and that theoretical and practical situation is demanding for some solution. So that is called as a problem, a research problem. It is not always that someone should be told and someone should ask us to make an investigation and examine. It is one person who is experiencing himself and one person who is finding himself a difficulty in some situation, and that difficulty is demanding for giving some solution and giving some valid answer. So that is called as a research problem. That difficulty and that particular demanding situation is called as a research problem. And here a statement that identify the problem or situation to be steady, that is called as a research problem. That statement identify the problem and situation to be steady, where the study is really required, where the statement is identified some particular problem to find a solution for that particular problem, and where the study is really demanding that particular situation is called as a research problem. So it may be a difficulty demanding us, it may be a situation demanding us, or it may be a identified problem demanding us, or some situation really required a study. That is called as a research problem. So after understanding a research problem, let me understand components of research problem. There are various components to be keep it in mind while drafting or while understanding what exactly the research problem. An individual or group with some difficulty or problem. It is not always that you are facing a problem, or it may be a group of individual also, group of individual which may be considered as company, institution, organization, anything. So those group of individual also facing some problem. It may be an individual or group of individual, and there must be some objectives of research. So in the first model, as I told you, in order to conduct a research, there should be some aim, there should be some goal, and there should be some purpose and objective why you are doing a research. So objective is very much necessary in order to do the research, and two or more alternative. Obviously when you are doing a research, you will not come up with only one alternative. You will be finding a numerous alternatives in your research process. So you should have a choices, a better choices to opt, and which is very much apt for your research problem. You should have a choice to opt that particular solution. That is what here clearly mentioned. Two or more alternative and choices should be there. And the next point is two or more possible outcome. Of course, when you are identifying a solution or answer to a question, so you will be finding a more outcome for your research problem. So that outcome is going to be decided by you by opting which is more suitable, which is more near for your particular question and particular problem, suitable for your problematic environment. So two or more possible outcome will be there in your research process. The environment in which a problem exists. So check out the environment where the problem is really exists. So either it is in a organizational environment, it is a political environment or governmental environment, or any other environment. Check out the weightage where the problem is really existed, in what environment the problem is existed. So these are all some of the components of research problem. It may be an individual or group of individual. We are doing a research for some objectives, there should be 2 or more alternatives, there should be 2 or more possible outcomes, and check for the environment of problem existed. So these are all basic components of research problem which may give you a clarity for identifying a research problem. And the next is problem formulation. So in research, for problem formulation is a big task actually. So if you are identifying a problem clearly and having a clarity towards a problem, 50% of your research are done. So here problem formulation in a research process, it plays a vital role actually. So for a researcher, problem formulation means converting management problem into research problem. So all the problems having its own environment, management problem, scientific problem, social problem, political problem. So in that environment, all these problems need to be converted into research problem. That is called as a problem formulation. You need to identify the environment of a problem. Each environmental problems are going to be converted into research problem where it is really demanding for you people to conduct a research. Here we quoted an example of management problem and as well as a research problem. Research management problem is want to increase the sale of a product A. I just mentioned the institution, the organization wants to increase the sale of a product. That is a management problem actually. I want to increase my sale of a particular product. I need to convert it into research problem is what is the current standing of a product A. From the scratch I need to understand what exactly the problem, what is the sale condition as of now. That should be your research problem. But I want to increase my sale of a product is a management problem. So how we are going to increase a problem and what is the condition of that particular product sale now, you are going to convert that into the research problem here. So it will be easy. The current standing, if you are identified and why it is decreased and how it was performed, everything you are going to evaluate and some alternatives you are going to get by collecting some data regarding to this research problem. So problem formulation here, so all the researchers need to convert a management problem into research problem in order to get a better results to do by doing a research process in order to get correct answers or correct solution to a problem. Next one is, while formulating a problem, some points need to be taken into consideration. You need to determine objectives of the study. According to our example, previous slide example, I want to increase the sale of a product. That is my objective. How you are going to increase? By doing a research, by collecting a data, by checking the performance of the previous year sale, by forecasting a demand in a future days. Everything I am going to give some solution to that particular problem. Here I am having a purpose. Purpose is increasing the sale of a product. Consider various environmental factors. So what are the factors are really going to be make an impact on a sale of a product? Sale of a product is a independent variable. Here the sale of a product is going to be increase or decrease because of increase in income or decrease in income, the economical condition, the political condition, the environmental factors in a country. All because of this you are going to identify either there is an increase or decrease in a sale of a particular product. So consider what are the environmental factors making an impact on a sale of a particular product. If it is a controllable one, you can control it. If you are not able to control it, you are trying to give some suggestion how to overcome that uncontrollable situation. And nature of the problem. So check out a nature of the problem, either it is going to make an impact on a society, ethically can be conducted a research or not. So such kind of a nature you need to identify. State the alternatives. So state the alternatives. Here you are going to set a hypothesis. Hypothesis means a tentative assumption in your research process. So if you set a tentative assumption, you know you are going to prove or disprove of your assumption. So these are the some points need to be considered while formulating your research problem. And the next, some of the process, tactical and logical steps involved in a research problem while formulating a research problem is develop a suitable title. So whatever the problem you are identified, only with that particular word I want to increase my product sale, it will not become a title of your research. Actually you need to develop a title suitable for increasing or development of your sales volume in a next year. So you need to frame a title. So the title may be a study on increasing the sale of a particular product. Okay, so the suitable title need to be framed. And next one is build a conceptual model for a problem. So conceptual model means a complete framework how you are going to do your research process, keeping in mind what are the independent variable and what are the dependent variable, and you are going to construct a model for that, what are influencing factor and what are not influencing factor. So next is define objective. I repeatedly telling from the first chapter you should have a objective for your study or objective for your research. And set up investigative question. So the questions need to be framed by you, means question in the sense you should have a question, you should identify a problem, then only you are going to start with the research process for identifying a particular answers to a question. Next, formulation of hypothesis, that is a tentative assumption what you are going to prove or disprove, either it is a null hypothesis or alternative hypothesis. Determine the scope of the study. Scope of the studies, it involves environment where exactly you are going to make a study. It may be an organization, the number of employees working there, the existence of the environment. So all this, the time duration, everything involved in this. Take example, if you are conducting a research in East West College of Management. So in East West College of Management, your study is going to pertaining to East West College of Management only. Where? In Bangalore only. Where? The locality exactly in Bharat Nagara only. So other East West College of Management in any other places in Bangalore, it is not going to be applicable. My scope of study is confined only to the East West College of Management located in Bangalore in Bharat Nagar. So the scope of the study is going to talk about the boundary where exactly you are conducting a studies. So these are some of the steps need to be considered while formulating. Next is identification of research problems. Identification of research problem. There are some criteria for identifying a problem. So unnecessarily you don't need to do a wasting of your time, wasting of your cost, or duplication of your work. Some criteria need to be followed in order to identify your research problem. First one is avoidance of unnecessary duplication. So make a survey properly, decide upon a problem properly. It should not be a duplication of your work. And the second one is importance for field represented and implementation. So what is the weightage of conducting your research? After making a research, it really going to make some impact and implications in a society. So identify that implementation and impact factors very much clearly and start doing. And you should have what is the important role my research output is going to be play in a external environment. Next one is interest, intellectual curiosity and drive. And oneself should have that. The researcher should have an interest to do the research. And intellectual curiosity means a zeal to learn something new, the zeal to learn something new, what exactly going to be outcome. That curiosity should be there for a researcher. And drive means I want to go forward, I need to go ahead to identify a particular answer to my particular question. That drive, that motive should be there for the researcher. And the next one is availabilities of data and method. So problem is okay, all the problems can be undergo as a research process, but you need to ensure that can be collected data relevant to that particular problem. And what are the methods are there to collect data? The data are it is not so easy when you are doing a research in some confidential environment where the informations are going to be kept very confidentially, so that data may not be shared sometimes. So you need to ensure that the selected problem are going to be get adequate and accurate data in order to conduct the research. Next one is administrative cooperation. Of course, if your problems are related to your institution and the organization, how administrative people are really cooperating with you in order to providing sufficient time and sufficient encouragement and motivate to conduct a research in order to identify answer to a particular question. Next one is cost and return. So what is the cost really involved in this research process? Of course, I told you the research is not going to be happen for free of cost. It involves some cost. Each and every step it is going to be involve some cost. Identify and estimate the cost involved for this particular research, and is it really feasible for conducting a research, and what is the return I am going to get after conducting a research and giving output to the society, what the return I am going to get. You need to make a estimation of the cost and projection of the returns, what you are going to get from doing this research. And the time factors, of course, time bond is very much necessary in doing a research. It is not whenever and however you want to conduct a research, there is a particular duration of the time. You identify that duration of time where the applicability of your research process and answer and the outcome is going to be applicable, and it is really a suitable one for that particular environment. Otherwise, whatever the research and the output you are driven, that may be a waste actually. So you need to identify when to start and how to end and when to end. So the time duration should be there for your research process. So these are some of the criteria for identifying your research problem. And the next is sources for identifying the problem. So what are the sources where I am going to get really somebody will not come to you, I'm having a problem, and find out a solution for this. Everybody and in every time they will not come. Some of the sources are there. First one is experience. Your own experience, your own feeling and your own difficulties may convert into a research problem. As an institution or an individual, you are finding a problem, and that bad experience or good experience may convert as a research problem. And the literature nursing, so you will be reading many things and you will be getting some doubts, and for that particular doubts, in order to get an answer, you may start searching and you may start investigation some information. And social issue, for example, take example of your child labor, child marriage, women abuse, everything. So these are the social issues. Poverty, unemployment, these are all the social issues. So you want to find some solutions for those social issues. So you start conducting some research based on some social issues. So that may be your research problem. Idea from external sources, it may be any body, authorities, particular boards, universities, institutions, organization, any other authenticated board that may leverage their problems, those who can give a better idea depending upon your skills and the ability. And institutions, that is common sense, how easily can understand, how one can easily understand the common sense, what we are going to call it as common sense. Yes, there is a problem and we should go ahead with some research process in order to identify some solution. That common sense should be there, and the research, and really this problem needs a research. Once you analyze the problem identified, and definitely if you are feeling that it needs a research, in that particular process you are going to start with the research. Otherwise those who are already done with the research process, and that research may give a scope for further studies, that scope may attract you in order to start with the new research base. And the practical need, of course, what exactly the need of doing a research, the practical applicability of your problem. So these are all some identified sources of forming a research problem. So there are some other sources also you can identify that, and you can really find a problem and start making a investigation. This is a sources for identifying a problem. And the next is process of defining the problem. First one is define the statement of the problem in a general way. It should not be included any hyphen of technical terms. Your statement should be in a general way. If anybody studies your problem, everyone should understand your research problem. That should be expressed in a general way. It is not using a technical jargons and technical hyphen words or phrases in your statement of the problem. And next one is understanding the nature of the problem. So you should understand a nature of the problem, the nature, the characteristics, and how it is going to make an impact on a society, how it is going to make an influence on others. So you need to very clearly understand what are the nature of your problem, research problem. And next one is surveying the available literature. So you need to do the survey of available literature, means secondary sources of information, the journals, newspapers, articles, and other website reports, the government reports also you may consider as the literature sources, the surveying of literature sources. Next one is developing ideas through discussion. So brainstorming session. So you can develop or identify a problem through discussing with others. When you are having a brainstorming session with others, some experts, subject expert or problem experts, you can really identify some problem there and start doing a research. The discussion may lead for identification of the research problem, and you can take up that as a research problem. And next is rephrasing the research problem. So the statement type of a problem identified by you, as I told you, it need to be converted into research problem. All management problems are going to be converted into research problem, and that research problems are going to be start with doing some investigation. Next is points to be noted while defining a problem. So when you are defining your problem in a general way which can be understandable by a normal people, so the technical words or the phrases with the special meaning should be clearly defined. So if you are using any technical word, any technical jargons, or some special phrases if you are using, that definition need to be given, that meaning should be given. Even a common layman read your research report should understand what exactly it is. So whatever the special word you are using in your research, the meaning need to be given. Basic assumption should be clearly defined. What exactly your purpose, the basic purpose, for whom it is going to be benefited and how it is going to be implemented, that assumption should be clearly defined. A scope of the investigation and the limitation must be clearly defined. Scope, as I told you, the boundary where exactly you are conducting your research, and the limitation must be defined. The limitation may be the time limit, the cost limit, the financial aspects of your research, and some confidentiality of the information, where information exactly not shared by the people because of the reason of confidentiality, those limitation exactly you need to be mentioned, which is related to and which is relevant to your research process. And next is suitabilities of time period. As I told you, the duration of the time, from where to where you are going to conduct a research, that time bond should be clearly mentioned, and the sources and data available must be defined clearly. The sources of data, either it is a primary sources or the secondary sources, what are the tools are available, either we need to develop a questionnaires or need to conduct a survey or need to conduct an interview. All those things need to be very much clearly defined. So selection of the problem is so easy, but making consideration of all these points, after this only either the problem can be go ahead with searching of some informations or not is going to be decided. Okay, so next topic is selection of a problem. There are some guidelines to make a selection of a problem also. Whatever you look at, whatever you feel, and whatever you are experiencing, everything will not become a problem. Why? I'll tell you. Subject which is overdone should not be chosen. There are many topic like customer satisfaction, employee engagement, training and development, training need assessments. All these concepts are old concepts. Decades back we are looking this particular words and terminology. You need to look for new terms and applicability to the current environment, and that may be sustainable for at least for 5 years in the 5 years to 6 years. Take example, now e-learning is in a boom, correct? So many e-learning techniques are there, many e-learning tools and components are there which is applicable now. Either it is a micro learning, either it is social learning, mobile learning. Such kind of a problem you need to select. Okay, too narrow or too vague problem should be avoided. Your problem should not be vague. Actually, employee engagement in India, it is statement I am given where employee engagement, how you are going to do it. Of course employee engagement should be there in an organization, but in India, how you are going to make an employee, how many employees are there, how will you going to engage them. There will be a nature of the employee, the profile of the employment, everything will be there. Your problem should not be very much vague actually, so it should be very much specific and it should be very much to the point, and then you can conduct a research. And next one is the chosen topic must be familiar and feasible in the sense, check either it is having some intention of implementing in a society. Okay, intention of implementing in a society, and something should be familiar. Okay, some hot issues where really required some solution, where really required some answers, so that familiar and feasible topic should be selected. And next one is significance and importance must be given. So what is the importance of this problem really, and what is the significance of this particular problem? Take example, now your COVID-19 only, the problem is really having some importance of making investigation and examine of some drug now towards to fight against a COVID-19 now. So such kind of a problem, such kind of a importance we are having now. We are not having a vaccination, we are not having a drug. It is so important for now in order to make an investigation of solving this particular problem. And as I told you, the financial aspect, the cost and the time duration which is going to make an impact. Is this really going to be completed with stipulated time bond, and whatever the financial aspects I estimated, with that particular estimation cost only the research can be completed. So this guidelines need to be followed when you are selecting a research problems. And the next one is evaluation of the problem. Next is evaluation of the problem. First one is you need to check a signification of the problem, the importance of the problem. You need to check feasibility, that is applicabilities of the problem. I need to check problem should be lead to new problem and further research. We are going to call it as further scope for the research. Further scope for the research. See, I have done my research in East West College of Management in Bangalore in Bharat Nagara only. Next, the same problem or the similar problem may be conducted in East West College of Management in Bangalore in some other area. Maybe you can go for Lahanka branch, and then you can do a research there. That may leads for a different scope, that may leads for different limitation. So my research may give a rise for new problem and scope for the further study. And the next is problem should be suitable for the researcher. Means researcher should have some knowledge, and researcher should have an important role to understand himself what exactly the problem is, and it should be a skill based one, and the area should be confined to his particular knowledges. If you are not understanding a problem what it is exactly, the researchers works are going to be waste, and whatever the time and whatever the cost involved for identification of the solution or identification of the answers may go loss. And next one is problem should be ethically appropriate. So research should be conducted in a ethical aspects. All the ethical aspects keep it in a mind, and then you are going to conduct a research. Means the applicability should be ethical one, and implementation should be ethical one, collection of the data should be ethical one. You should not look for any shortcut for implementing or conducting your research. So these are all some of the points we discussed regarding a research problem today. We are going to be continuing with the same chapters in the next class. So any doubts you can call me back or drop me a message in a group for clarification of a particular concept and particular points. Remember dear friends, you will be going to conduct a online internal test also. Take the classes seriously and study and make a utilization of the sources and materials posted in a group. Have a nice day. Thank you all.